Welcome everyone. We have the Storm Collectibles Darkstalkers Morrigan. This figure was announced years ago, and I'm not aware of what happened with production, but there was a time period where these were up for There was a time frame when these were up for pre-order on a lot of websites. I had this pre-ordered on Amazon, and they were canceled. And eventually, Big Bad Toy Store was announced to be this exclusive retailer for this. I buy a lot of stuff from Big Bad Toy Store, so had no problem pre-ordering from them. But I just know this figure took a long time and had some weird issues with distribution. But if you're one of the people who braved through it and pre-ordered it in the right place, you should be getting it now or very soon. And with the announcement that Storm is doing this subline under Storm Arena instead of Storm Collectibles, this might be our last Darkstalker figure in this scale. Because this is like a 7-inch scale, and they're going to be doing these 6-inch figures with this new line. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Going over the packaging. Very typical Storm Collectibles setup, where you got a nice big window that kind of wraps around to the top with some character art on the side. We get this nice pixelated Morrigan portrait on the right, which is kind of funny with their Street Fighter 2 line. The characters weren't pixelated, but this portrait is notoriously pixelated, and I don't think Capcom has ever gone back and produced a high resolution version of this, so I guess that's why they're using this. We got nice Darkstalker logo on the front. On the top, same logo and the Capcom symbol, and the sun symbol that you would see on the background of the main screen. On the bottom, we just have the Darkstalkers. On the side, we've got some nice artwork with Morrigan, and she's not pixelated here. This is very good, modern, high fidelity line art. And on the other side, different drawing altogether. And then on the back, we get a demonstration of what all will come with the figure, some poses, some looks. She's got a lot of accessories, so this is definitely going to be, for most people, their run and only ever Morrigan figure. So this should be pretty amazing. So let's get her out of the package. So we've got the clamshell. We do have a background. The background's pretty nice. The cardboard is decent, not too thick, but not too thin either. The artwork is pixelated, like they ripped it from the video game, but it looks nice. Looking at this on camera, I don't know if it's gonna come out very well, but it is pixelated. It looks like it's, literally ripped from the actual background of the video game. And then we've got all the accessories in the front, or really most of the accessories, and then we've got one extra level that gives her some extra hair and gives her these boot spike blade things, and looks like she's got a display stand. So that's the packaging. Let's get her all the way out. Okay, so here she is out of the package, and as you can see, She comes with a ton, and I mean a ton of accessories. So we'll start with her hair and the various heads that she comes with. She basically has a system where the head is on a ball peg and the hair attaches to the square peg on the back. So as you can see, her default head is kind of stoic. You know, she means business, and she's got kind of this flat, kind of brushed out look for the hair. She's got two more heads. They're very subtle, but one is quite serious, like she's about to fight and win. The other one has kind of like a slight smile to it. And then she's got the goofy head. She would make this head, I think this is an animation when she like goes to grab and whiffs and misses. But all the characters have these goofy animations, just like, you know, Street Fighter 2. That's kind of where it came from. And so we saw the default hair. She's got a hair that is has more volume. I don't know how to describe it, but it is just bigger, just much larger hair. And then she's got a couple that they're just a little bit more subdued. You know, one where it swishes to the side and one where it goes straight to the back. That's a lot of options. I don't know why you'd want this one, although I think this will hide the wings. We'll talk about that in a little bit. She also has these foot spikes. This is one of the moves she has in the game, so you can pop these off, hopefully. Having a bit of trouble getting this off, but basically I see why this separates here at the top. Okay. Either way, you're probably going to want to heat up your joint here. You're going to have to get this foot off, and you're going to have to slide this piece off, and then this piece will slide over that as such. And then she's got that kind of like blade kick move that you can install on both of her hands. Both of her feet, I'm sorry. Then she's got a whole series of hands. So she comes with fists out of the package. She's got these, you know, kind of finger spread forward hands, you know, kind of dainty, elegant hands. She's got something that is kind of like a throw, like a grab hand. She's got a kind of splayed gesturing hand. And then she's got a very aggressive grabby hand. She also has her, I don't know what this is officially called in the game, but this is her fireball move where she kind of do the fireball motion and the bats come out. So that's what this is. It looks really nice, and it does have some shading on it for it to be transparent, so that's pretty cool. And then last but not least, you have a figure stand that comes with a whole bunch of pegs. You can put this guy on the peg and have that look. And much like Ryu, the Street Fighter 6 Ryu, I don't know why this comes with so many stands, because you've got this one setup here that can use it, and there are no like holes or anything, you know, ports that you can plug this figure into. So the other column of pegs, I don't know what they expect you to do with those. Cool, either way, but it's like almost like they're making up for, you know, the fact that they went for some time without including figure stands. I don't know. So that's the accessories. So for the figure itself, it has typical Storm Collectibles articulation. So you've got a head, you've got a ball joint going from the head into a neck stem, so 2 ball joints on both sides. The upper chest area is rubbery. Everything else, oh no, the lower abdomen is rubbery. The waist is not, and everything else is like a stiffer plastic. She has this design with these ruffles, and obviously they peg in to the chest. I don't know if they're meant to unpeg, so I would recommend being careful. Obviously this is going to restrict her articulation a little bit, but you know, like I'm pulling the arm up lateral and that's pretty good. So you might be able to get it to go further. I just don't know like how good this structuring is. Outside of that, she does have a chest fly, although it's going to be a bit restricted by the ruffles. The upper chest to torso has a ball joint, and there's a ball joint from the torso to the lower abdomen. So you can get a lot of bend with the torso. The hips seem to be on a disc hinge system, with the top of the hip being able to do a little bit of rotation. She's got double knee, and then the foot might be on a disc hinge style ball joint. A little bit of movement. Actually, you can get a good bit if you push it. Yeah, that's a disc hinge joint. And then she does have toe articulation, although I would probably not mess with that too much. It'd be good for it to be stiff because it will help her stand, and if you get those toes loose, it's gonna be a problem for her to stand on her own over time. One last thing, she's got wings. So the wings have multiple points of articulation. I'm gonna have her head looking weird for a moment here just so I can demonstrate, but there is disc hinge, disc hinge, disc hinge. So you can get these wings in almost any position that you want. Like, let your imagination go crazy. You know, you can have it so that she is, you know, kind of hiding the wings. You can make the wings flare all the way out. Like, you can pose and orientate this figure to your heart's desire. Like, it's kind of amazing. The only thing I would have also wanted is some way for her to have this on her wrist, because when she goes to throw it, it does seem like it kind of extends like from the top of the wrist, but not a big deal. So pretty amazing figure. Like, the paint is really good. You've got this real nice tampo graphics on her legs. The paint is not like, you know, 100% like super perfect, but it's pretty close. Like, any places where like the paint goes over the line, it's like very minimal, and it's just, they did a really good job on this figure. Maybe this is the reason why the figure took so long to come out. They're trying to like make sure that the production was going to be perfect for it. I don't know. So that's the figure. So some quick comparisons. We've got a lot of Storm collectible figures, but I wanted to show her off with some figures that you would think she would interact with. So, you know, we had a Marvel versus SNK series where the 3 of these characters were included. As large as this Ryu is, she is larger. Now, she does have heels, but there is a height difference there. And then Mai, who doesn't have heels, is a good bit shorter than her. So I don't know if Mai is kind of like newish scale, like we saw with Street Fighter 6 Ryu. They seem to be a little bit shorter than some of the other 7-inch figures. She is kind of an outlier, and I think Dimitri may have had some unusual proportions too. I wish I had that figure, but I don't, and probably not getting any more figures of Darkstalkers in this series. I mean, who knows? Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that. Has Storm Collectibles said if they're going to stop doing 7-inch figures and just focus on 6, or are they going to do both lines in parallel? If anybody knows or has heard, please let me know in the comments. So overall, a pretty amazing figure. I would definitely recommend the figure. You won't have many other Darkstalker figures to pair her with, but there are quite a few King of Fighters and Street Fighter figures, so there's a way you can slot this into your collection. Or she can, be a collection of herself. This is a pretty amazing figure, and the character design, the colors, and the presentation, she can stand on her own as a display piece. As always, thanks for watching. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. And please tune in to more videos coming up. Thank you.